there's so many species that only live in Australia.
Right. It's just crazy to think that like how much of Australia can actually burn, because a lot of it's pretty barren.
Yeah, I think I've read somewhere before like only 30% is even populated.
Mm-hmm.
It's a tiny percentage of the
just the area around
I don't know
Sydney
why
for the most part.
Yeah, basically the Sydney Opera House and then Paul Hogan's house. That's about it.
No, I tell you, one thing that makes me really sad about this is knowing that my Facebook feed blew up more when the Roman cathedral was burning than it has
disgusting.
over the Australia thing. It's
yeah.
So props to Cody Rhodes and AEW for doing their part to try to quench the fire a little bit.
And somebody else who was on fire, but in the best possible way, Pasty, NWA's Zicky Dice, also known as Nick Zappo, frontman for the music group Heart to Heart, is not only having success in the current NWA television title tournament, but his band is reaching similar success. Yes, his band. Heart to Heart has signed a deal with In Vogue Records, which plans to release singles and an EP in 2020.
Ow!
The first of the releases.
Hearing that on the Beef Sticks podcast wrestling music playlist on Spotify.
Pasty will get it loaded for y'all.
As soon as it's on there.
The first of the releases, which is the single Insufferable, is already out wherever music can be listened to, and the full EP entitled Heartbreaker will hit shelves and clouds on Valentine's Day, ironically.
Yeah! Man, we're talking about music. Ozzy Osbourne released a duet today with Elton John. Never thought I'd live to see that day.
Two greater musicians, I don't know.
Yeah, it's cool. It's nice to see that Post Malone brought Ozzy back.
You know, it's a good thing that Post Malone is there for the Oster.
Makes me a little sad. All of his singles so far have been basically talking about how he's lived a crazy life and partied a lot, and now he's going to die soon. But hey, way to know your mortality, because back in the day, you thought you were a god.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. And Crunchyroll announced today that the host for their upcoming 2020 Anime Awards with a press release. This year, the host for the Anime Awards will be WWE Superstar and longtime anime fan. Who would you guess? There's only one, I think, in my book. Xavier Woods. Xavier Woods' bio. A Georgia native with a true love for sports entertainment, Xavier Woods followed his heart to WWE Superstardom. The purveyor of positivity may have won multiple WWE Tag Team Championships as 1/3 of the New Day, but he also welcomes all challengers. He also had a fucking great run in Ring of Honor. Why aren't you talking about that? Come on now.
A great run in Impact Wrestling.
Yes, is that what I meant?
That's what you meant.
They're all the same.
I know. Consequences
It's
Creed.
because Impact is good right now, and Ring of Honor was good then.
Exactly. Yeah.
But he also welcomes all challengers in the gaming arena as the host of his own YouTube gaming show, Up, Up, Down, Down. Having earned both a master's degree and a PhD, Xavier Woods combines brain power with star power to be one of WWE's most versatile superstars. The nominees have been revealed, and the fans are encouraged to vote every day. Voting will reset every day at midnight.
Pacific Standard Time.
Yes. Psst, psst. Voting ends at midnight.
Psst, psst. Hey, psst. Voting ends at midnight. Psst.
For their favorites between today, Friday, January 10th, through Friday, January 17th. So if anime is what you rock, get in there and vote. Get in there and vote. You know, I'm not a big anime fan, but I have listened to a few podcasts where Xavier Woods has been on, and I enjoy listening to him talk about anime. And if I think Anime Awards, I think Xavier Woods is probably the first person to come to mind to host that show. If not all of New Day.
As far as wrestling goes, I would agree, although there are a ton of huge anime fans in pro wrestling.
Oh, no. No, Xavier Woods is the biggest thing in anime in general, okay? Trust me, I don't live inside the bubble. I see it from the outside. My perspective is on point here.
I got you. And I wasn't sure how we were going to bust out this Savage Sentinel, and I really wanted to do the anime one, and then I realized, the next one I really wanted to do also. So I'm going to do one of them I love. So I get the story that is in the I Can't Believe This Is a Real Thing news segment. WKYT in Kentucky, Pasty, is reporting that WWE is pushing to make a push to have Corbin, Kentucky renamed King Corbin, Kentucky. Yes, folks, this is 2020, and this is a real thing. WWE is running live events in Corbin, Kentucky this Sunday with Baron Corbin advertised
and they were just canceled
to face Roman Reigns in a loser eats dog food match.
Again?
Yes, folks, this is 2020, and this is a real thing.
Be a WWE Network exclusive special?
I don't know, but prior to that event, Corbin and WWE reps will be in front of this is a real thing, folks, the Colonel Sanders statue in downtown Corbin Sunday afternoon, collecting signatures to join Corbin's petition for the name change of the town. So, to recap this, WWE is protesting in front of Colonel Sanders' statue to change a town name to the wrestler King Corbin.
I think they're honestly, if they want this to pass, they're focusing too small. This should be on change.org. You should be able to let every wrestling mark vote on this, because I think that's the only way. That the people who live there aren't going to... No. I guess WWE might get them to do it for one day, an honorary day where it's called King Corbin, Kentucky.
So I do have to ask something, Pasty. You said something, and it's either you being a smartass, which I would get, or as sad as WWE right now is, it could be a real thing. When I said Corbin versus Roman Reigns in a loser eats dog food match, you said again. Is this something they've done, or are you just saying, or being smartass because, again?
I don't know if they've had to eat. I watched Raw this week, and I think they had talked about this probably, but he's dumped canned dog food on Roman Reigns before.
Okay, which, by the way, isn't original. It was done in the past, but there was at least a purpose for it. It was done back during the Canada versus USA amazing feud back in the 1997, the mid-90s, when it was Davey Boy Smith versus... Wasn't Stone Cold... Was it Goldust? I think it was maybe Goldust. And no, it was Ken Shamrock, and the loser had to eat dog food, and Davey Boy Smith, the British Bulldog, lost, and Ken Shamrock dumped dog food on him. But there was a reason. It was the British Bulldog, Davey Boy Smith. Yeah. I don't get this.
Well, Roman Reigns is the big dog. He has to
I guess.
Just like Corbin remixed Roman Reigns' entrance theme to have a chihuahua barking at every guitar hit.
Just like WWE tried to change the town in Kentucky by hijacking Colonel Sanders. This is a real thing, folks.
It is. And real pathetic.
I love it. Wrestling. Pro wrestling, folks. We go from fucking New Japan Wrestle Kingdom to that shit. Come on. Talk about the black and whites, the two sides of every coin when it comes to pro wrestling. I guess you got to have something for everybody, and that covers the gambit right there.
And then also on Raw this week, Rowan started letting jobbers look into his cage.
It's about time.
Yep, he let Mojo Rawley look into it, and he freaked out and ran away screaming. And then he fought a jobber, and during the fight with the jobber, he's like, "You want to look? Go ahead, look." And then Jobber looked in underneath the thing and looked in the cage, screamed and pulled his face away, and his face was all covered with blood. So this is going to be great.
I didn't know Rowan had a cage.
Yeah, he's had this cage he's been carrying around. It's covered.
Is it like a canary cage, or is it like a guinea pig cage, or is it like an
animal cage with a handle on the top, kind of like Bray's Lantern, except less.
So like a canary cage.
Yeah, a little bit bigger, and it's kind of boxy, not like the round one.
Okay, so like a gerbil cage.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. But he's been carrying it around. He wouldn't let anybody get close to it. He'd just destroy.
What if it's a gerbil?
Why is it spitting blood at people? You should get that thing checked out.
What if it's Lemmingwinks? Lemmingwinks has seen some shit, my friend.
It's just a living period vagina.
Vince would go for that.
I know. They did the hand, so I mean, why wouldn't you? Right?
And then they lift the cupboard, and it's just a vagina. And it spews blood!
It squirts so much blood that it makes all the lights red. And then the Fiend can have his match, finally.
Yep. What else do we got?
Yeah, that's a good one to leave that topic on, and so we will be coming and going elsewhere.
Yes, we will.
This year is expected to be a big year for Stardom as New Japan Pro Wrestling's parent company, Bushiroad, purchased them last fall and will put a lot of resources and marketing into the promotion. David P. Meltzer noted that Stardom is looking to try and run bigger shows this year, but they recognize how important it is for them to try and sign real stars like Io Shirai and Kairi Sane. I like those names. They need to get out of WWE. Both of whom are said to be not necessarily happy with how they're being used in NXT or WWE in general. They both already star in Japan, and they both are already stars in Japan.
You're doing good.
I know. But their runs with WWE has added even more exposure to that. Bushiroad reportedly intends to offer a lot of money to Sane and Shirai to stop them from re-signing with WWE. Meltzer noted that Shirai's pay on NXT is nothing special, and she was making more money in Japan and working less dates. Also of note, Shirai and New Japan Pro Wrestling star Evil are engaged to be married, and Evil lives in Japan. So they may sway Io's opinion even more back east, unless WWE gets Evil and then cucks him.
Well, WWE is evil, so they don't need to get evil. They are.
We already got that, pal.
I think
it all with all lowercase letters.
I think they got evil back. What was that? Back about 10 years ago when he had that battle against God in the tag team match. Yeah, we remember that one.
Yeah. Yep.
Again, this is a real thing, folks. We're not making that up. Shane McMahon and Vince McMahon versus Shawn Michaels and God.
Yep.
That was a real match.
And WWE fanboys want to complain about matches with invisible men or mops.
Yeah, exactly. or flippy penises.
Hey, Petrov Fucka sent me a video last week where Colt Cabana kissed Joey Ryan's penis. Impromptu in the middle of the ring. And it looked like Joey Ryan was caught off guard by it. Because Colt Cabana was apologizing right afterwards.
I don't think Colt Cabana was kissing it. Colt Cabana is openly Jewish, and I think he was just checking if he was circumcised.
And his eyesight's not so good, so he's got to check with his mouth.
You know, he's wondering, as the Jew thugs say, does he come from the hood, if you know what I mean. And with that, SoCal Uncensored is reporting WWE has signed hugely popular independent star Mercedes Martinez. Mercedes Martinez, who debuted in 2000, so she's been in this game for 20 years, 2 decades, folks. Damn. She's been a champion in many promotions such as Shimmer, Rise, Shine, NWA Midwest, Ring of Honor, World Extreme Wrestling, Women's Superstar, Uncensored, Beyond Wrestling, and is the current alternative wrestling show heavyweight champion. She competed in both Mae Young Classics and has wrestled in NXT on several occasions, as well as being part of AEW's Casino Battle Royal at All Out. In fact, Pasty PWI ranked her number 2 in the 2011 Female 50, and she has been on every Female 50 and Women 100 they've ever had. And Sports Illustrated just last year listed her in their top 10 women wrestlers of 2019.
Very nice.
She's going to go far in WWE. I don't see WWE doing much with her performance-wise in the ring.
The problem with
backstage.
With women wrestlers in WWE, they tend to hire them young and use them up while they can and don't keep them around for that long. It's interesting to me that WWE has been hiring more seasoned women lately.
I can see her being a lot like I just based off her name. She was the Shimmer coach before and went to WWE, and she's just been backstage and as a coach. And I really feel bad that I spacing off her name, but I can see her moving into a coach position for sure.
Yeah.
And she'd be amazing at that. I mean, she's got years left, maybe 4 or 5 years. I'm not talking